So Oven basically asked if I've ever held a shield like a Viking shield. I've held one, but like just because like Renaissance Fair and stuff like that, right? So I've never done anything with it, and it's heavy, right? To Zay's point too. But it made me think of something. So when I was a wee lad, a very young DrBossKey, I basically had we had like a little Renaissance fair for like grade school. This is about that time, like 8th grade, something like that. And I basically had this. There was this big piece of wood. It was like a thick plywood, and we cut it into an octagonal shape, and then put a little strap underneath it on the back, so then I had a wood shield, right? And so it wasn't like super heavy, and it wasn't professional at all. It was just for a costume, but it was real wood. And then long after I'd used it, I had the bright idea, as all children do, to get into some shenanigans. So my cousin and I, for one summer, we basically had the job of shoveling leech rock, because we had a leach field, because we lived in this piece of property that needed a leach field built. And a leach field, basically, for those that you don't know, are generally a field of trenches. So like 3 trenches, they're, and basically they're layered with these flat disc shaped rocks. And then what happens is you have a septic system, and then that's where all of your toilet stuff goes, your pee and your poo. And then it goes into this tank, into the septic tank, and then it leaches out slowly over these leach fields. And then, that's one of the ways you do disposal. So anyways, that was one of my jobs, was to basically put all the rocks in the leach field lines, right? So we had this big delivery of them. It was a shitty job, don't get me wrong. So there I am with my cousin, and he would help sometimes, for that summer. And we had the bright idea to take these disc-shaped rocks and to start throwing them at each other. And I had this shield, and it was pretty fun, right? So you throw them, right? He's a few years older than I was, so he's a little bit stronger. And I would like, ching, that was fun. And it worked pretty well. And then he threw this one, and it bounced low in front of me. And I had my shield up, but then it went under the shield, and it nicked me on my basically on, I don't know. I don't even remember where it's at now. I think it was right here. On basically my leg. And where the leech rock nicked me, it also hit, basically, it was like one of the surface veins that you have. And so it hit the surface vein, and I started bleeding. And the blood, because of my blood pressure, was just, it was like shooting out of my leg, right? I was like, holy shit, right? So I put my hand on it. And we had a dog on the property, and I was like, a kid. So, and the dog comes up, and he's like, oh no, like not the dogs do that, but he's like investigating. And so he licked me, licked me, and like, it was apparently dog saliva was enough to like, me to not have to do anything. Like, it stopped bleeding at some point, and it kind of like it scabbed over. But dumbass kid stuff right there, right? Like, but yeah, so I thought I'd share that with you. DBK getting destroyed by a missile where he was trying to use an octagonal wooden shield to block. So you made me think about that, Oven. I haven't thought about that in a long time, but it was fun. I mean, I threw rocks back, of course. We were throwing leech rocks at each other, and like they could get quite speedy. Like, you think about skipping rocks across like the surface of a lake, right? Let me catch up on chat real quick.